So, believe it or not, I was recently on the radio. Well, a podcast. But I'll leave a link to it down below in the description so you can listen to yourself. And it was basically, I was invited on this show by I can't remember. It was anyway, but it was called The Enemy Within podcast, or The Enemy Within Radio. You'll find them quite easily. But anyway, I was invited on because they wanted to talk about my videos on conspiracies. So I was like, oh, okay then. I was just like, okay, so which ones? Or just your conspiracy ones? And I'm like, okay. Done a lot of ones, might want to be more specific, but I thought, okay, we'll see what happens. And my God, the stuff that was said could keep me doing content at least 7 or 8 videos just for the stuff that was brought up, and I will be doing a lot more videos in the future based on the stuff that went in, but just what went on in the podcast. But this is just a brief overview to basically give you my thoughts and reactions to this. And oh my word, I've listened to it back. You know, hindsight's a wonderful thing. Once you've done something, you think of something, you're like, I could have brought this up, I could have said this, type of thing. But I've listened to it back, and for the most thing, I really don't think they cared. But I think that sums up conspiracy theories, because as far as they were concerned, they would only ever agree to something if it suited their mindset. I do not think they're actually interested in any evidence whatsoever. At one point, one of the guys is going on about, he's saying, oh, you know, MI6 and the CIA, they're the same agency, they just play like the different people, and, you know, all these links. I'm just like, what? So I asked him, okay, what's your source for this then? And he basically, the guy turns around and just goes, well, my sources are Aristotle, Socrates, Beethoven, Mozart. And I'm just like, what? That's not the type of source I was asking for, but okay. Apart from being a very long reading list, again. And if they ever, again, I did say I'd be more than welcome to come back on. I doubt they'll ever have me back on. But if they do, one thing I definitely want to have a conversation about them with is validity of sources and what makes a source trustworthy. Because one of the big things was, towards the end of the podcast, was the Scottish GMO paper, which is not even called the Scottish GMO paper. And I was asking for its name because I thought, you know, it's a scientific paper, it'll have a proper scientific name, it won't be Scottish GMO paper. But anyway, it's not even a proper research paper. In this case, I've said it before, the French rat study, where they basically cocked up the study completely, it's exactly the same. Again, I'll be doing entirely another video on this because, oh my God, oh boy. You know, this one's bad, but it's more even so obviously bad. That's the thing. And again, we're getting in, you know, it gets into so many points, you know, and I'm just saying, I'm sorry, at the end of the day, both those people, I could have literally I could have time travelled them back to the exact point of JFK's assassination. I could have stood them wherever they want. You know, I could have taken them right to, you know, to sit there right behind Lee Harvey Oswald, you know, right on the grassy knoll, you know, So they could see it for themselves, but as far as they'd be concerned, it wouldn't matter to them, because they have their beliefs, and it is a belief at the end of the day. I know they're going to comment on this and say, no, it's not a belief, but it is. The evidence doesn't stack up, and I'm sorry it wasn't a Lee Enfield rifle that shot him. It wasn't even the rifle I was saying, either. But, that's another point. The guy, Tommy, that was his name, Tommy was going, so Lee Enfield rifles, they're quite accurate then. So I went, yeah, to what they... No, I've never shot one, but, on, ironically, the Lawrence of Arabia episode of The Deadliest Warrior, we can actually see how accurate they are, because they do a test on the rifles. And then he just goes, oh, but how did he shoot this guy then? And it's just like, there was so much. Most of the time I was just going, what? This is... Again, we'll get to the videos, and trust me, we will get to the videos. It's just having time to get round and do them. I've just been busy recently. But oh my word, we will get to the videos. And I've been asking around if other people want to do a video, just so that basically there's a third party that's viewing the videos, so that basically people can see, and even, other people can see, these people are, I don't know, they have their own internal biases, and if someone could say anything that matches their biases, they'd believe it. If it doesn't, well, sorry, don't believe it. Doesn't matter if it's got evidence behind it, whatever. At one point I was saying to them about why Kennedy's head rocks back and forth. It wasn't because he was hit with 2 bullets. It was because, again, if you know anything about ballistics, when a bullet's travelling and it hits a target, that target is sent forward. Now, of course, the bullet is still travelling, and it reaches a point where the target will flip back, because this force of the bullet that's still travelling through them will flip them back. So it would literally be forward, backwards, and out, like that. Do they care? No. Apparently they had a guy from the army who thought it was, it looked like, triangulated fire to me. And I'm just like, he's not a ballistics expert. Oh. But anyway, yeah. Look out for the videos soon. But in the meantime, if you're feeling brave, listen to the podcast.